The gloves are off in what might be the most explosive cover-up in modern American history. Attorney General Pam Bondi has just revealed that the FBI's New York office is deliberately withholding crucial Jeffrey Epstein files from the American people. Out of thousands of pages, only 120 have been released, and whistleblowers are now coming forward with shocking revelation about who is behind the obstruction. Reports suggest officials with direct ties to former FBI Director James Comey are orchestrating this massive concealment operation. Ted Cruz called it unprecedented, saying he's never seen anything like it before. The deep state's in panic mode, and Bondi has given them until 8 a.m. to release everything. That was 8 a.m. this morning. And what happened? We're going to tell you exactly what happened. Now, the Epstein scandal has exposed a web of corruption that's been hidden for decades, just like these sinister cover-ups. The signs of aging often creep up on us silently over time. Recent studies show collagen supplementation can dramatically reduce skin's visible age markers, but not all collagen is created equal. When battling both corruption and aging, you need a solution backed by science. That's why I recommend this multi-collagen formula. It's transformed my appearance. Can't you tell? With 5 types of collagen from 4 different sources, it supports everything from reduced wrinkles to improved elasticity. Visit healthwithgary.com. It's linked down below, and take 51% off during their special promotion. Okay. Lots to unpack in this. I don't even know where to begin. I guess we should probably begin from the start. Savannah Hernandez, she was there. She received these documents, and this is what she had to say.
For dissemination. Hey guys, this is Savannah Hernandez in front of the White House with, yes, one of those Epstein file binders. Now, I want to clear something up immediately and state that nobody from the Trump admin gave us these binders and said, you guys are going to be the ones responsible for disseminating this information. They actually told us that there's going to be a press conference at any moment now, most likely this afternoon, in which all of the information in this binder is made available to the American public. Now, Pam this morning stated to us that some of the information in here is already public, and she doesn't really feel that any of this information is a smoking gun. The big story here is Pam writing a letter to Kash Patel asking him to investigate why the FBI has stopped the release of other portions of the Epstein files. So that is what is currently going on, and I wanted to come out as a journalist as well and state that, again, we are not responsible for deciding what does or does not come out. All of the information in this binder will be made public. Pam Bondi herself stated that she wants all of the Epstein files to be made public to the American people, not just to influencers or independent journalists, but that in itself has been a process. Now, one of the reasons why I have this is because the Trump admin right now is making a big push for not only transparency, but being welcoming to independent journalists who might have been looked down on, ignored, or even censored over the last 4 years. This administration is making a big push right now to allow American people to come into the Oval Office, to come into the White House and directly talk to the president, the vice president, Kash Patel, Pam Bondi, RFK Jr. about what they are going to be doing for the American people. So it's really interesting to see how this administration is handling the media and allowing independent people, American citizens, to come into the Oval Office and talk directly to highest members of the administration. So I wanted to give you guys my update on this. There will be a press conference. All of this will be made public.
So if you're not following Savannah Hernandez, you need to follow her on X at Sav Says. Okay, so there's a lot to unpack here. Okay, so this came out late last night. Pam Bondi on the American people have a right to know everything. Listen to Pam Bondi herself. Elon Musk says the plot thickens.
There. So, as you know, we released about 120 pages of documents, and I started asking for these documents right when I came into office and before Kash Patel was in there. So I ended up getting about 120 pages. We carefully redacted them, of course, to be sure the 254 young girls, women who are victims of sex crimes and sex trafficking, their personal information was redacted and out of there to protect them. So I'm going through it and I kept saying, there has to be more, there has to be more. I'm assured that's it. Kash asked the same questions, assured there's no more. I found out, this week that A source told me New York, SDNY, they're sitting on thousands of pages of documents regarding Epstein. Thousands. And of course, you've seen the very strong letter. We will get everything. We will have it in our possession. We will redact it, of course, to protect grand jury information and confidential witnesses, but the American people have a right to know. And Donald Trump is the most transparent president in our nation's history. So not only will America get the full Epstein files, they will get JFK, they will get Martin Luther King. As you know,
Okay, now we got to keep digging. There's a lot to unpack, okay? Again, we have a lot of clips here breaking all this stuff down. Here's Ted Cruz, okay, posted 12 hours ago. On today's episode of The Verdict, we talk about the latest bombshell allegations. Let's listen to Ted Cruz as he's apparently driving.
Today, we have truly bombshell allegations. The Attorney General of the United States, Pam Bondi, has accused the New York field office of the FBI of deliberately hiding, of withholding thousands of Jeffrey Epstein documents. She's pledged to make these documents public, and she says the FBI field office in New York is fighting her and refusing to give her the documents. We break that all down in today's podcast, Verdict with Ted Cruz. We also break down a stunning news story that the New York Post is reporting on. Evidence that the attempted assassin in Butler, Pennsylvania, who shot President Trump, may have had one or more accomplices. We break down what we know. We go into it all. Download Verdict with Ted Cruz anywhere you get your podcasts.
Wow, Ted Cruz. I hope he wasn't driving. Okay, and then we have more. Okay, don't go anywhere. We're not done yet. Here's Mike Davis talking with Benny Johnson. Mike Davis says the deep state scum who buried Epstein's secrets from AG Pam Bondi will see a jail cell.
Obstruction of justice, there's conspiracy. I mean, there's a whole litany of charges that you can come up with. If you are illegally disobeying the Attorney General of the United States on her investigation of this, you're going to have big problems. You're going to have big job problems. You're going to have big problems with your bar as an attorney, and you're going to have big problems with the criminal justice system.
Good.
Okay, we're not done yet. Okay, here's a clip from Ted Cruz's show, The Verdict. Let's listen to what he was talking about.
Materials, and from the letter, there may be audio and video recordings. There may be some issue that some of the materials were seized illegally. I mean, there's a suggestion there that regardless of how it was accessed, I want it. But look, I got to say, listen, I worked in the Department of Justice 25 years ago. I have been working in and around law enforcement for virtually my entire adult life. I have never seen something like this happen. So understand, the FBI reports to the Department of Justice. Kash Patel, his boss, is Pam Bondi. The FBI is in the org chart reporting to the Department of Justice. So when the Attorney General orders the FBI, I want to see these files. In every instance I'm aware of, the FBI complies. They're supposed to be law enforcement. If the Attorney General says, I want to see something, you give it to the Attorney General. And look, presumably we will find out, and we'll find out, I guess, within 2 weeks when Kash Patel prepares his report saying, here's what happened. But it is astonishing if you have rogue agents in the New York office of the FBI who are just defying the Attorney General. That is a level of open warfare that I've never seen, and it really does indicate the need to clean house in a major way.
Let's just hope that they continue to clean house. Okay, I'm going to keep going. We've got lots to unpack here. Here is Resist the Mainstream. General Flynn demands the arrest of all individuals named in the Epstein files. We have this. Laura Logan, this is absolutely right. A huge story that should not be missed. This will have far-reaching consequences, nothing like it's been done. While all the buzz is about the Epstein file garbage, the real news is the historic extradition of 29 cartel leaders from Mexico to the U.S. We'll have a story on that. And here we have, check this out. Here's Elon Musk, and we got a clip from Alex as well. Elon Musk talking about the Epstein clients with Joe Rogan.
Nice.
Yes.
It's just, it's so blatant. It's like so obvious. The SpaceX lawsuit, the Trump stuff, it's so obvious.
Yes. Like known Epstein clients who are obviously extremely powerful, powerful politically and very wealthy, are, Bill Gates, Bill Clinton, and Reid Hoffman. And some others too, but those three. So, why was Reid Hoffman so intent on destroying Trump?
Do you think it's because they're worried about the list coming out?
Yeah, one of the reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
That's one of the reasons. Let's check in with Alex and get his take on this right now. Where's the clip? Here it is. AG Pam Bondi has proof the disgraced former FBI Director James Brian Comey has been running the case cover-up. Check this out.
Major historic developments have now unfolded in Donald Trump's populist battle with the globalist deep state. AG Pam Bondi's deadline that she set yesterday in a letter to Kash Patel to get her all the hidden secret documents at the Southern District of New York DOJ headquarters has passed. We don't know if she got the information, but we now know she's talked to specific high-level whistleblowers that had the documents themselves and were not told directly to give them to her. Thousands of pages, videos, recordings. And, of course, we know that it came out in the trial of Ghislaine Maxwell that the FBI had all these safes, hard drives, and hundreds of notebooks, but they lost them or they got stolen, right? Well, we actually know who's behind all of this. It's James Comey. His daughter, Maureen Comey, ran all the investigations on Epstein and all the different federal cases there out of New York. Isn't that convenient? And then James Dennehy is over the Southern District of New York, and he's been the most arrogant person in the DOJ, saying we're not going to do what Trump says. We're going to dig in the resistance. He actually said dig in. Surprised he wasn't fired for insubordination back then, but he's going to be fired right now. And then let Congress have hearings and haul him in so he can defend himself. These people are arrogant, absolutely out of control individuals. They've had the Southern District for years with grand juries trying to indict my ass. I had to hire lawyers, all the rest of it. That's just some of the backstory you don't know about. Okay, these people are out of control. It is a weaponization, persecution, secret police factory. Okay, and they were running with the CIA Epstein. Okay, Comey goes way back. Comey, a lot of evidence shows, was one of the main handlers of Epstein. So it's not like he's protecting the deep state. He is the deep state. And Kash Patel told a reporter I talked to yesterday, he said, look, they've totally screwed up. We know they've been destroying this for years. We knew that they've been hiding it. We know they made copies. And now we've got them in the obstruction. So there's more than one way to skin a cat. Patel's real. Bondi's real. These guys tried to pull a fast one, and it blew up in their face. I'll be on the air at 11 a.m. Central covering it all. Harrison Smith's on right now at 8 a.m. Central at Real Alex Jones on X and at Infowars.com/.
Gotta love Alex. Okay, so here is Real America's Voice weighing in on this.
That's where Kash Patel. You have another important thing you're doing. You're moving to make sure that the Epstein files don't get shredded, moved, or destroyed by someone in the FBI or some other intelligence agency. It was an awkward day yesterday. We thought we were going to get more than we actually got, but the process is going to continue. We're going to get more, but tell us what your legislation would do to make sure that nothing goes astray here.
Well, it's called the Pedo Act, obviously pedophile, but it's to prevent Epstein document obliteration. And so, look, again, I don't trust the government. We know the government has been hiding things from us. I mean, heck, they just found, 2,600 new quote-unquote JFK files? Yeah, come on, give me a break. And so what my bill does is it requires all agencies to preserve any documents related to Epstein and the saga therein, because keep in mind, some of these jurisdictions may be outside the immediate reach of Pam Bondi. So like the FAA, for example. So it's important that individuals who were raping these little girls and perhaps even boys be brought to justice, and the only way to do that is to have access to the files. Now, as far as the release goes, I think you have to set expectations. Pam Bondi's only been Attorney General, 2 weeks? She's just getting in there. But what this does is it creates a baseline. This is what we have. This is what we can release. We're going through the files. And look, she was a great Attorney General down in Florida. I think she's going to be a great Attorney General for the United States of America. She's a pit bull. She's not going to back down. She's not going to waver to the D.C. class, and so or bow down to the DC class. So I just give her some time, be patient, and look, I'm more than happy to hold anybody accountable or call them out, but it's a little too soon to be getting on Pam Bondi's case when I truly think she's trying to do the right thing. And like you said, we know we've got the field office in New York that's obfuscating and hiding documents right now, and so that that's where Cash Patel comes in, does his job, and if he has to, I'm not telling him what to do, but he needs to go up there and get those files himself. Heck, I'll go with him, but get those files over to Pam Bondi.
So that was Representative Andy Noggles of Tennessee. We've got more here. Check this guy, the Daddy Twins. This guy's good. I like this guy. Check this out.
We saw all those. What a shit show yesterday, right? Everybody was waiting for the files to be released, this new list, all this new information coming from the island and Jeffrey, but we got nothing. We got popcorn for it, right? We saw all those influencers standing outside the Oval Office holding up these binders. Turns out there was nothing new in there. We saw it. There was nothing new, no new names on the list. Alex Jones did a breakdown last night, and he was like, hey, this is new, this is new, this is new, but it's not what the American people wanted. But Pam gave them till 8 o'clock this morning, which is right about right now, to release the rest of the data and the files, but yet to be seen. Here that is right here. Pam Bondi says she gives the FBI until 8 a.m. tomorrow morning to deliver the full files to her desk. That's right now. And Laura Loomer's pissed, and who wouldn't be, right? He says, I don't want a binder. I want morons on the right to wake up and admit that the files of this nature needed to be released in an open source portal with full transparency. We agree, Laura, but it's not happening, right? Person tweets this out. It's a good one. It says, how far can the Dems' resistance in New York go? How much longer can they openly defy direct orders from the president and the attorney general? That's the test. That's what we're waiting. It's not even about the files anymore. It's about how much blockage they're doing to get to the truth, and it's a lot. And this is what supposedly was recovered then lost from the raid on his house. You see that right there, all those CD discs. And here's all these tapes that they supposedly had then lost. And I'll tell you what, you know what you're looking at right there? That's the most powerful box in the entire world. That box right there, that might as well be the Ark of the Covenant, because whatever's in that box could change the entire world forever. And in the end, we're all just sitting around just waiting for this to pop. Let's see what happens. Do you have faith it's going to happen today?
Yeah, do you have faith? We're going to still have to wait and see. Let's continue. We got another take here. John Fredericks. The American people deserve full transparency.
Marshals. So nobody's a bigger fan than Pam Bondi than me, and I love what she's trying to do here, but you got to release these Epstein tapes. It's very simple as that. You can't piecemeal them out. You can't tell me that somebody in the FBI is not releasing them. If that's true, send the U.S. Marshals, raid the office, get the files, release them to the public. Whatever it is, we want to see it. JFK files, RFK files, George Wallace assassination. You got to release these tapes. We were promised transparency. We all want to see it. I understand there's a protocol to go through, but, you know, trying to go on Jesse Waters and Fox News is not the answer here. Let's get the files. Let's see what's in them. We'll let the chips fall where they may. And if somebody in your jurisdiction is not giving them to you and you're their boss, you need to fire them today and get rid of their pension and get the U.S. Marshals in there. Now, all these town halls, I told you these were phony. Town halls, everybody's upset about Doge. People are coming in like there's mass rioting, and all these congressmen are getting, they're getting all these people in their grill and they're all upset. No, these, like we said, with the first one that happened, I looked at tape, I'm like, these are George Soros paid protesters. They're getting paid. Now we find out they're George Soros paid protesters. By the way, this is not Soros money. This is your taxpayer dollars paying protests through Soros organizations to come out and disrupt meetings of congressmen. And of course, the fake lying news media, the regime news, which has basically been kicked out of the White House to a certain extent, that whole cartel blew up on them. They're all reporting it as, this is organic, this is grassroots, everybody's upset. They knew, like I knew, these were paid protesters. That's why our media company is growing. They're dying because they're fake. It is simple.
It's as simple as that. What else have we got for you? Okay, we got the Ted Cruz. Okay, Joe Lang says, think about what happened yesterday. The FBI field office in the Southern District of New York has withheld evidence on the Epstein case, but it was revealed to Bondi by a whistleblower. That's important. The rumor I'm hearing is the guy behind it all has close ties to Comey. Remember, James Comey's brother, Peter Comey, has connections to the Clinton Foundation. The connection between Peter Comey and the Clinton Foundation is based on the fact that the DLA Piper performed an independent audit of the Clinton Foundation, and we have this information. So where is it all leading to? Let's keep going here. What is this? This is Elon. Okay, Elon chimes in on the entire Epstein situation, quotes a post about giving AG Bondi a chance to do her job, that her intentions are true. He's pretty much saying the deep state are fighting back and we need to be patient. This is what Elon Musk said. People don't understand that you don't get instant power here. Of course, talking about Washington, D.C. And this is the screenshot. He was quote tweeting Wall Street Mav. AG Pam Bondi is fighting a leftist culture within the DOJ and FBI. Give her a chance. She's not hiding anything. She's not covering up Epstein. She wants the info released because she knows what is there. Okay, so we are going to stay on this. This is not over yet. We were expecting something from Pam Bondi this morning. She put out that letter demanding everything from the FBI, but this is a fight against the deep state, and we're going to continue to track it. So the battle between AG Bondi and entrenched FBI officials represents something much larger than just the Epstein case. It's about whether the powerful elite can continue to hide their crimes from the American people. Mike Davis, you saw, he warned that those obstructing justice will face all sorts of charges. But we've heard these promises before. And the real question is, you can answer in the comments, will anyone with real power finally be held accountable? Of course, Elon Musk didn't mince any words when he named names. Bill Gates, Bill Clinton, Reid Hoffman, as known Epstein clients. The connections run deep, and they're fighting desperately to keep their secrets buried. And with Trump back in the White House, the deep state is running scared. So what do you think? Will we finally see the full Epstein files, or will the powerful elite manage to bury the truth yet again? Get your Next News shirts and hats in our merch shop and show the world you stand with the real news.